I mean, I don't really know how to describe it because it's literally just running and doing the same thing over and over. It doesn't change the result.
Yeah, and I think they don't want to pick Thompson's hero that early either. I think he's like the key player in this team right now. That they pick his hero later on, give him a good matchup, and we've seen him like where he just destroys middle and just kind of can take over the game. So playing more around that, I think. Don't pick him Racer first too. I don't. It doesn't really work out that well.
I also feel like when I play with him in pubs, his strongest position is just being like a hard carry. Like yesterday, his PL was amazing, but I feel like when he plays his Venge, Husker and stuff, he doesn't feel completely comfortable with it because they are very fast heroes. You need to know exactly where to go and when to go there. And I just feel like when he plays his hard carries, he plays way better, way more comfortable. So maybe put him on that instead, and then Thompson more like a space creator.
Yeah, I mean we've seen his like Pugna and stuff like that. He just excels on that kind of hero. Thompson for sure. So
he likes spell damage.
Yeah.
No Medusa this time around. OG deciding that they've had enough of that.
Yeah, good ban. Gambit loves their Medusa. Very great win condition for them as well. They definitely want to first pick the Earthquake this game. The ban of the Dazzler already.
So the choice then for OG is do they continue to ban this Meepo, which they've consistently banned throughout the tournament?
I don't know if you need to ban it first too. I mean, it's not that strong, honestly.
And Meepo's strong, but you pick a first two, you're definitely going to get countered.
Yeah. I guess you just ban it first two to make the second phase more reactive. And I mean, they're thinking about it.
What about Gambit's Meepo anyway? I haven't really followed them too closely. Do they play it a lot, like all the time, or why did they just ban them?
Maybe it's something that OG have been doing against almost every team. Which means that it leads me to believe that they think that Meepo is broken. And therefore, they don't want to get Meepo'd at any point during the game because they don't feel like there is a counter out there.
Or maybe there's some scrim information we don't have.
Maybe. But they've banned it almost every single game. This time around, it's the Cole.
Connell.
Okay.
K-Arnold.
It's actually Earth Spirit.
Kotl.
Based on Gandalf.
Admiral Gunka.
Surely you just go Earth Spirit here, right? There's no other hero you would pick.
There's lots of other heroes, but...
That you would pick?
Earth Spirit, right. Has to be, doesn't it?
Has to be, yeah.
Alright, Sven, something
Gambit
maybe?
do that.
Undying?
Visage.
That is a possibly difficult hero for Earth Spirit to play into. You can call it the Grave Chill and you just die to bird.
And PL is straight off the bat.
Yeah, that's
counters both so hard.
Real hard. Undying is near unplayable when you go, well, Tombstone is unplayable. And Visage as well is very threatening. You can't ever really deal with illusion. And he can target your birds quite easily if he needs to. You remove the armor, stacks fast.
And as we just said, ILTV loves playing these heroes.
Yes, he does. One of his top 3.
He's in his element. Yep, much better for OG already at the beginning.
You might see a first Darkseer of the tournament. Wow.
Again against the Visage?
Second Brax played it once, but I think for OG it's a real nice pick. Especially his first pick, I think it's the ideal spot to select the Darkseer, because you get hopefully 4 heroes that don't do well again. On the enemy side, reveal it.
Well, the problem with OG's lineup right now, like Gambit, they picked how Dota is played is just group up with all your heroes, get the Rs and you win. And Gambit's heroes, they're really strong for that PL. Sure, later on he becomes he hard counters these heroes, but at 20 minutes, you're not that scared of PL, and I think there's definitely timing so far to Gambit. I think they're not too worried, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, there's ways to pick around PL anyway, so... I mean, Visage is not super terrible against PL. If you get stun locked, you're still in trouble. You can still get bursted by the birds and the nukes. Yeah, it's just super late and very scared.
Yeah, because it's so rare the games go to 40 minutes now, right? Almost every game is 20, 30 minutes right now, which is kind of interesting, and I like it, honestly.
You like it?
I like it. I mean, there's not as many epic games, 60 minutes or whatever. I mean, I guess it's kind of sad, but it's more fun. Shorter games.
Like shorter games?
Yeah, it's going to go down more to 10-minute games soon, I think.
And then 5 minutes after.
Yeah.
And then we're a mobile game.
Play over lunch, a quickie. It's going to be Turbo soon.
And then Turbo is...
Turbo is going to be the new esport game.
I would love that.
Everyone has their own courier. Matchmaking problem solved.
I would love it.
Hey, bear in mind, those you watch Dota 2, custom games are incredible. There are so many awesome games in that.
There's still one more that I want, and it's sort of in there, but it's not quite in there.
I wish they improved it, though.
Yeah.
Because right now, it's like, if it's not a top 10, you don't really know this. Like, just the Warcraft. Give me a list I can search, right?
Yeah.
But
like a web browser.
I wish they improved anything there.
Browser,
Valve, can you do anything with the custom games?
I want proper ARAM.
Yeah?
True. Yeah, I want proper all random all mid, where you have just literally the mid lane of the map. That's the only thing you have.
Han had a map like that.
Exactly. It was so good. And you basically don't know what you're going to get. You spawn in. It's 5v5 and it's just mid towers. That's all you've got to kill. It's so much fun. It's done in like 10 to 15 minutes. It's super easy.
Yeah, it was cool.
Someone please go and make ARAM for Dota like it was in League and Hon.
We won't pay you. But
well,
we'll tweet about it. You'll get
absolutely. Yeah, I will tweet about it and love you forever.
Yeah, I'll tag
and follow you and do
Instagram's
everything. Yes. What?
I said my Instagram is /Kyle Friedman.
Right.
Sorry, I had to speak up too clearly.
Sorry, I thought it was Kyle Friedman. Thanks.
No.
That's Instagram. Oh, sorry. To Instagram.
We've got a CM for the first time this tournament, by the way, and we've got an Underlord for the first time this tournament.
CM is super good
Not
against
a surprise to see from Gambit, though.
Yeah, but
if you've been watching their qualifiers.
Do you like CM against PL? I love it.
I do. I really do. I think Underlord's excellent synergy. I just really love the way Gambit's drafting, in truth, because the Underlord is so good in this game. You can't doppel out of the root. And when you play with CM Aura, you just spam Q all game. And that means that you can be a lot more efficient with your patterns because you can kill every wave and the neutral camp on the way to the next one. You know, like you can Q a hard camp and Q the wave and just keep spamming every time it's off cooldown. And then you can go for greedier and like faster paced defensive teamfight items because you don't need the arcanes. You don't really need the soul ring. You can get it, but it's not necessary.
Yeah, like one of the most important things about Maiden is how good is Aura in the laning stage, and we can see here, like you mentioned, Underlord and Undying as well. It's like super good. You spam your spells non-stop, and Visage, that's kind of nice, but not the greatest, but still nice. And
there's the Darkseer pick 4 that Kyle didn't tell us was going to happen.
Wow, a Darkseer predicted with a Nerf Spirit. That's pretty amazing.
Wow.
That's
against
kind
the
of next
Visage as well. I would never have done that.
Come on, I told you when they would pick it after the openers.
That's crazy, actually.
Yeah. I mean, there's a reason.
Don't get any goddamn.
Well played. I think it was really well done. What do you think, Bulldog?
Well, really at least we won't have a breather on the panel anymore once Kyle leaves.
That's not me.
It is Kyle. Kyle breathes really heavily. I don't know what his
especially when he
problem is.
sleeps.
He's such a heavy breather.
What do you mean when he sleeps?
I've seen him sleep lots of times.
I think he's practicing for those phone calls he makes.
Okay, Racer again. It's really good against Underlord, obviously, and Visage as well. I would assume that's a pretty good matchup. I mean,
it's not terrible.
Is the slow good enough? Like, do you get away?
Yeah, but you can still get sucked at 20 damage and you still can last it.
I just hate this hero, guys. I don't like the Razor pick. I get it, it's going to shut down the Underlord, but I actually think Underlord's incredible against Razor.
Look, we haven't seen a good Razor game yet, this entire tournament, right? And if Thompson can't make it look good,
it's not.
I'm not sure anyone can.
That hero got nerfed quite a lot. Like, the static link got way long cooldown, and I mean, he's got some issues now. He used to be like it is super duper lane dominator, but they scaled it down a little bit.
So what are we looking for mid for Gambit, or is it just Visage mid? It has to be Visage
probably
mid.
Need some catch, right? They need a little bit of catch.
Yeah, but
you could Ember here.
You could, but I think Razor's gonna poop on you so hard.
So just go Shadow Fiend again.
They could. But I think you don't want to land this Visage against Earth Spirit Darkseer.
You put the Underlord with you.
Yeah.
Sure, but then the PL is gonna free farm.
Not necessarily.
I think it's just too good though. Like Underlord plus like a CM, they will completely shut down a PL.
You're right. I agree. I feel like if you shut down the PL, you win the game. So I think you can sacrifice your match. Razor is a hero pick to win lane.
Yeah.
You can get away with dropping that.
You can pick a PL. I mean not PL. Or anti-mage, dude.
Big PL?
Dude, anti-mage is legit.
You say like, you pick a Razor to win the lanes, but the 2 times that we've previously seen him, he's lost his lane.
Yeah, explain that, Black.
What?
Are they just bad, the players?
No.
Thompson played Razor last time. I thought he was... Like I said, if he can't make it good, then...
But they're not picking it in the right matchups. Like, he just picked it blind without even knowing the mid matchup,
because they wanted to play against the Medusa. but they weren't playing against Medusa.
Carp.
Okay,
but now again, it's like a co-op.
It's a really good co-op.
Yeah.
Well, never is it a good co-op pick, right? But it's like it fits.
It's a good game for
and it's against Razor again.
But that's what I mean. Like, you pick Razor, you don't know what you're up against, because you definitely want to put a middle for. Like, you don't want to adjust. Like, we already know they don't. And
you stop breaking the studio. Black.
You stop breaking stuff.
Yeah, that might have been me. But then, if you don't want to adjust, you know, you pick it like that, the co-op is really going to punish you, because you're going to run into trouble now.
All right, money where your mouth is. Kyle, let's start with you.
I can't believe I'm doing this, and I feel like I shouldn't break rules this early, but I'm actually Gambit. I think playing better, and I really like the draft concept.
Okay. Black.
I like him.
Emerald Bulldog.
I think they got very easy ways to deal with the Peel. And sure, Peel gets super strong later on, but I don't think the game will go late game enough. So Gambit as well.
Gambit as
Co-op is really good against PL late game too, by the way.
It
We didn't talk about that.
The fear, the fear talent actually makes Peel unplayable.
Mjolnir Shivas.
Yep. Right, okay. It's very decisive as far as that panel is concerned, but I would remind you it was very decisive in the last match as well. Let's find out whether their commentary team are going to go with our panel or against them.
They're wrong again.
They're wrong again?
Again? Yeah, well, again, we were right.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Wrong
pointed that
again.
out.
So they were all for Gambit.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it until the panel went all for Gambit.
Right.
And I'm starting to wonder, like, if OG's team fight may be good enough just because the early game, like, ES and Witch Doctor can cause a lot of problems. I don't know, Sin, give me.
No, you're choosing.
Damn it!
You're pick
Crap, OG.
Alright, I'm going Gambit.
Okay. All right, just tell me with the OG then.
Toby's the lowest one.
Toby and OG.
He's the lowest one right now, yeah.
We'll see. Maybe he'll come back a little bit here. There's a lot to win. There's a lot to
There's
win.
a lot to it. I mean, it could be the only one that's right.
Yeah, see, let's just get them off the screen right now and go into the game because already OG's getting aggressive. So, yeah, Chinchi, I feel very much stranded by my analyst.
Okay, so I think in this game, I like OG more than in the last game. But the thing for me that's going to be the most important is whether Underlord gets to farm or not. If he gets a pipe and the right items in this game at the right timing, or Crimson, whatever they want him to get these teamfight items, if he manages to find the farm for that, I'm feeling Gambit. If they could somehow shut down the Underlord and not get these teamfight items, I think Gambit wouldn't be able to 5-man push and end the game, and that would buy enough time for the Phantom Lancer, and they could win these fights with the Magnetize and Darkseer combination to just, you know, run in with Ion Shell on Razor and on PL. Just take fights, buy time, and eventually win late, but it's under the condition.
For the top rune.
Yep.
Gambit's going to take it, and FNG's happy with that, but it's still going to be a 3-for-1 trade-off.
I really like the Underlord pick in this game, by the way. I think it was a very clever pick with the pool that was left. OG trying to adapt to it with the Razor, but they're not laning against each other anyway. When you look at OG's heroes, the problem is their 3 cores are Razor, Darkseer, and PL. Yeah. And the other, you don't want to sit Darkseer mid, and PL mid against Quap used to be really fine for PL. I don't know if it still is okay, because then they could have considered it. They just seem very committed to this idea that Razor is a mid hero right now, OG.
Yeah, I just want to keep my eye a little bit further on the bottom lane, because that for me is the action lane from OG. The top lane is a bigger problem. Notel went for Voodoo Restoration to begin with, no stuns available to help him back off. So it's going to be rough there anyway, but for me, like, it was like OG making something work with the Darkseer and the ES. Somehow able to just have an influence, except he actually tried to get the Iron Shell onto ES before he TP'd out, so he could be involved in the top, because they're going again. Just Notel is going to be the punching bag. Yeah,
and what ends up happening now is that OG, let's see, the roll is going to miss.
Yeah, FNG moves up to get a little bit more aggressive. The kick will go onto the Crystal Maiden. ILTV looking for that kill, but he's only got Doppelganger available, and Notel's copping such a huge hit from FNG. He's got 20 stolen strength, so every punch is so strong, but Notel cuts his way through the tree lines, but now make it 24 stolen strength. OG's gonna be real careful. They don't have a lot of life on their heroes.
I think Gambit are super happy with how the lanes are placed. they wanted this Underlord to be against Darkseer Earth Spirit because he's very tanky and hard to dive and kill, so they give up on it and just let Underlord play one-on-one against Darkseer. And what ends up happening then, OG are playing Tri versus Tri-Lane against Undying and Visage and Maiden. Undying gets double or triple decays, Visage will get Soul Assumption that will just stack up super easily, and Maiden has one of the best AoE laning nukes in the game and will get the aura, so the other two heroes can just sustain themselves and keep spamming out spells. I think Gambit can win 3 lanes this game, or at least they're probably going to draw bottom, actually. I don't know if Underlord will win, but they'll both just farm. And the other 2 lanes are great for them.
If Seb could do the pull and actually like farm the wave and the camp at the same time, this would at least give him a little bit more. But this top lane from OG just feels like, well, it's ass, to put it very, very clearly. Notel's got no paralyzing cast. Jirax has now finally got his level 2, so he's got Boulder Smash plus the Rolling Thunder. So that's a small upside for them. But Thompson's mid lane's like, it's still a little bit more favored to Queen of Pain. 13-3 against the 10-2. He does have some creeps coming under tower, however, so it's maybe a little bit more even. Here's the paralyzing cast, but they're so split, it's not going to actually help him bounce out. In fact, the Notel just gets hit on so hard by Visage, the level 1 Soul Assumption. But ILTV came in so deep to try and just get 1 kill that now Jirax is all alone because everyone else is dead. And there's 3 for 1 on the board. OG struggling to say the least.
And talking about this mid lane, the Quap versus Razor, where Razor's doing okay right now, you have to remember this is not the normal Quap versus Razor matchup. There is an Arcane Aura, and it makes a difference in these matchups. It's also why Underlord will have no problem whatsoever sustaining himself bottom. He's not even going Soul Ring. He's running straight for a Hood, because he can just rely on his Maiden to sustain enough mana for him to use Firestorm almost every time he wants. And if you win tri-lanes with Maiden, it feels so good because your other 2 lanes have that extra buff. So your solo lanes will be going better than usual as well. It's just already shaping up very nicely for Gambit. And you look at OG, it's like, this is why Witch Doctor's an awkward hero sometimes. Like, yeah, you've got this AoE heal, which is great against this trial. Who's going to do the damage? Like, how does stuff die in this lane?
You need the Maledict. Like, until Maledict's up, you don't have a lot of options. Jirax now rolling boulders into 2. They're trying to chase down the Visage, but Paralyzing Cast will finally bounce. But as you said, there's no straight follow-up damage. Even when the initiation comes from OG, you want to come underneath the tower, that's fine. FNG will steal your life and just survive. While in mid lane, Apfo gets a solo kill onto Thompson.
That was, I actually like the play from Jirax there, his idea. He wanted to roll into the Visage and kick him into tower, and then he was 2 mana short. He didn't account for his mana at the time, and just ends up killing himself instead, so it turns out to be a really bad play, but a good idea. He saw a moment of opportunity. That could have been a kill, possibly, but yeah, Gambit looking great so far right now.
There they go again. Rolling Boulder up on the top. Paralyzing Cast, slowing down the Custom Maiden. Jirax able to get a kick over on 3. ILTV needs to find these kills. It's a 1-for-1 trade-off. Witch Doctor has to sacrifice himself. Jirax, as well as PL, thinking about it. Soul Assumption damage on Jirax is good. Cannot Rolling Boulder away from the decay in time. And for once, it's actually the PL who's able to survive during these fights.
3 bounties for Gambit. Afterlife tipping Seb. I guess he's like, good job, you're not taking runes or whatever this is supposed to be this tip. But
he's just taking the farm in the bottom lane. Yeah. But Seb again, like it seems to be the norm, right? Everyone just rushes up with Vlads when they run the off lane, apart from this time around, as you said, for Underlord.
He'll get it eventually for his team, unless they want to buy it on... I don't think I'm buying that on Visage. Probably not. But yeah, both these heroes in that bottom lane, usually when Darkseer gets one-on-one matchups, he out-farms the opponent by just cutting the wave and pulling it into small camp, but the problem is this Underlord is kind of just pulling the enemy wave and pulling it into the big camp.
They're looking to fight again up on top. It's the smoke move from ES. He didn't put down an Observer Ward. Witch Doctor did get the second point up in the Paralyzing Cast, so you have the 4 bounce instead of the 2 from before. So Jirax gets the ward done. I don't know if he thinks about a courier snipe on the way out. No, he's moving towards mid instead. But he's got no core. Thompson's gone jungle. The fight happens up on top. Notel lets the Paralyzing Cast go. But underneath the tower, all it's doing is creating space. But the Soul Assumption damage level 2 for it now. Man, the max charges.
This lane is falling apart right now. You don't want to be here, SPL. This hero, when it has a bad start in lane and needs to play catch-up, really relies on time. But there's like, in OG's lineup, who is going to buy time if it goes this poorly? Razor is jungling.
I like how what Underlord's doing. He's tanking the tier 1 tower to beat it down with the catapult, trying to force Seb to actually do something to stop him or force a support to rotate off the top lane. And they haven't got it yet.
He can tank this tower with his Vanguard. He's actually just getting it.
Yeah.
Full HP to 0.
Straight take the tower. Notel throws a cask out on top. It will not bounce. But they wanted this. They really wanted that to hit. Jirax just TP'd up here with an Iron Shell on him. He was looking for the fight, but Queen of Pain, Aphro will do exactly the same thing. They go for the fight. FNG, Seb, scooting around them. 4 heroes looking for an engagement. They got a fresh Vlad. Thompson goes down to the bottom lane to now force the Underlord to ulti out. He'll go all the way home, so Thompson at least stops the pressure that was being applied on bot.
But he doesn't apply any of his own. It's a defensive play. The mid lane is just sitting in the river.
Yeah, Jirax left too, so Underlord TP's top. They'll take the tier 1 tower. This will be the second tier 1 tower in 8 minutes. In 8 minutes in the game.
Yeah, I think they're gonna get it. I don't know. It's a pretty good cast from No-Tail here, but he only...
There's no follow-up. He's got the 1 point up in Maledict. No-G letting it go. There's too many heroes on top. They know they can't defend it.
Phantom Lancer's a creep right now, almost. It's not like Phantom Lancer's a terrible laner. It's just if the lanes are this strong and you get to play Tri versus Tri, your hero doesn't contribute that much, and he's playing catch-up. He can't fight into this brute force of Gambit, so...
They're gonna fight now.
It's gonna jungle.
Iron Shell over on Jirax. But yeah, you're right, without the PL over here, maybe they just don't want it. Notel's showing himself, and there's still 4 heroes on top. So Jirax rolling boulder forward. They use the paralyzing card to help set it up with the Maledict. FNG, he may not die to this. In fact, he just one charges up. Seb puts the wall down so they can try and make some level of copies to help him out. More heroes towards their cause, but it won't help when Witch Doctor dies. Another rolling boulder forward. FNG will finally fall, but with the tombstone down, they just cannot run away, OG, or can they? Doppelganger up. Seb gives him an Iron Shell, something to help burn through anyone that chases him, but there's so much damage and no Doppelganger available. So he turns around, looks for the kill onto Immersion, but can't even kill off a Crystal Bloody Maiden.
Yep. And in the meantime, Queen of Pain is pushing mid, because Razor can't contest her. She has to go back to base after jungling a little bit. There's nothing good happening for OG in this game right now. Just flat out nothing. They're not dealing tower damage. They're not getting kills. They're not threatening at Roche or anything. It's 9 minutes, and it's probably fair enough.
They were meant to have some level of threat, like the fact that Crystal Maiden's just been sitting with the Undying kind of makes up for the one weakness in Gambit's early heroes that they could have potentially capitalized on. How much they kill off for FNG, Soul Rip and 1 charge just to bring him straight back up.
Yeah.
And Seb isn't the control factor they're really looking for in the team fights.
It's a bit reminiscent of the previous game where OG feel like they have to try to 5-man into Gambit when Gambit have the stronger 5-man. And in this case, like, well, if you don't fight, you just roll over and die. So you have to try, but they can't. They're not favored. They're just not favored. Notel's gonna die again. The Hawk is 7-0 and they're level 6.
They're gonna go for Jirax tops and starts at the static link. It's on Appa who's just TPing out. So instead, FNG becomes the next target. You got Rolling Boulder over towards the Crystal Maiden. Just trying to get a kill onto Thompson, but yep, level 6 is up for the Visage. The birds are in the air. And man, this game may be faster than game 1. They dropped the tombstone in the Roche pit, so they couldn't even reach it if OG wanted to.
I can't remember if I have ever... I have ever seen this, but in the last couple of years, Visage being 7-0 before level 6... It's just this tri-lane, right? Like, if you play tri-lane Visage, the Soul Assumption will get you a lot of kills. He's rich. Now he finally popped his level 6. He's going to put that to use. That is a bad matchup for Razor, by the way. Those birds are really annoying. He can't deal with them. Razor's armor isn't the best. He's sitting on 7 right now, so they're just going to keep laying into him. You would imagine Visage will be getting this medallion very soon. He will indeed. And then it's probably Roshan time for Gambit. And what are you going to do? What does OG do?
You hope that Jirax can pull something out of his ass and roll in, but that's it. They need to create space for the Phantom Lancer. It's just that simple. Without him being any kind of real factor in the fights, it's not going to work. But you see where Gambit moved, they just boom! Sonic Wave and Scream. The Observe Ward on the hill let him just set up for that. He did not need any assistance at all. And now they move up towards the top lane. OG were looking for a rebuttal onto the Visage, but FNG and Immersion so quick to TP back over again. So they just hold up
Here
Thompson.
comes the party bus.
And yep, it's a full kind of run forward. The pit is down. Razor trying to get back back to the tier 1 tower. The Familiar hitting him, the Soul Assumption as well. Paralyzing cast. Notel is wondering if he even throws it out. Jirax is dying to underneath the tower. At least can get the Maledict and a rolling boulder up into the trees, but the stream from Afro right on point with the blink. Doesn't need to see him for it. And now Notel will also fall. Do you even tap? Like, I know there's still some level of hope for OG, but my god, are they getting stampeded? I
mean, you don't want to call it yet, but this is looking really grim. It's a 95% favored game by Dota Plus minute 12. That's pretty high up. It makes you wonder. I was thinking during this draft, when I saw how OG opened the bans, I was, okay, they're banning Medusa, they're gonna ban the Visage too, and then we'll see how Gambit adjusts. But they ended up banning the Keeper of the Light instead, again, banning the Caudal over the Visage. I think they ban Caudal pretty much every game, OG. And it's Gambit's comfort zone. Giving the Hawk this Visage or Medusa, it's their two most successful strategies, so you asked for it, right?
Yeah.
Like, what's... And then you saw this PL pick. It's like, oh, nice. They got PL against Visage Undying. That's really good in theory. You can kill the Tombstone. Visage struggles to deal with the PL. Doesn't have like this AoE damage. He takes off the layers. But PL is weak in the early 20 minutes of the game, and that's when Gambit played their whole game.
Yep.
So I just think game planning wise, this has not been OG's day against Gambit. They've had time to prepare. They lost to them 3-0. They've seen how Gambit have played.
They're actually going to try and contest Roshan.
Yep.
The Tombstone is at least on the side that Thompson's able to get rid of, but he's trying to focus too much on the hero kills. The back into a two-man wall, but they're in the two-man pit too. Notel lends the paralyzing cast, but your primary cores are practically dead. The buyback will come out from Thompson. They really want to take this fight. Notel cannot move away. He's trapped in the river. Roshan's at 50%, but Seb, Afro, Sonic Wave, he just wants that Darkseer down. And he gets some. So buyback out from Thompson. Your core heroes are dying. Your PL can't be involved. You're losing Roshan. OG, where is your glimmer of hope? Where is your... okay, there's your attempt at the steal from Jirax. It's at least worth a shot.
OG.
The power of blood and death is Gambit's friend.
It's interesting to see because Gambit are playing super well in these games. It's like they're in their comfort zone. They know what they want to do. They know how to build their lineups. They are fully on the same page with how they should be. Like, when are we strong? Where do we go? What do we do? So it's very cohesion based, and it's very nice to see just their team movements and their fights.
Oh, Jirax trying to be clever again. He did the same type of thing with Grimstroke in game 1, just trying to stall them up and buy some time.
You can't help but be a little bit disappointed with OG's, not necessarily really performance, just their strategy coming into this.
Yeah.
It just hasn't, it flat out just hasn't worked, and they need to go back to the drawing board. I'm talking like this game is over, but I've seen this game before a lot of times, and I've never seen the Radiant lose at this point, so.
It really is over. Like, OG has no real defense. They can put down the wall here from Separate. A 3-man pit? It's too easy! 60 seconds without tops. Remember, that's the buyback death time that added to this. So Witch Doctor can buy back into the game, sure. The Phantom Lancer is still not joining them. He has the TP available. At this point, I think they almost have to accept the fact that mid-ranks is going to go down.
Yeah.
So get rid of the Tombstone from Notel, but you know FNG is just waiting to protect it.
If he commits for that Tombstone, he's going to die to birds.
I think they're trying to bait Seb to get the back. Like, it's just like, you could try this. There goes the melee Rax. Queen of Pain quickly jumps up towards the top to start the creep skip. Move away from the wall. They don't want to battle inside of this. Seb a little bit too far out. Once again, trying to force them in to battle around his area. But this isn't your area. This is Gambit's area. They own this world. Notel will have a dieback. PL's cutting the creep wave in mid, and this is what's stopping the push. This is what's going to put on the backdoor regeneration. Crystal Maiden will TP in, Nova to clean up all the illusions, and then look for the real Frostbite one. You know which one is the real one.
No TPs though.
Yeah. He's trying to hide in the tree lines, cuts into the side, begins his own TP now out. But Underlord begins the pressure on bottom. Remember, this is also, there's 2 bounty runes on bottom to be claimed. Everyone's just been focused on pushing the mid. Oh, nice pickup. Nice grab. The early Yule Scepter over on Afro. Such a great disable to add to a Queen of Pain who has no stun. And ES is down.
I mean, there really isn't much to talk about apart from how much Gambit are just absolutely dominating this game, and OG can't fight, so they have to dodge. They're trying to push waves. They're throwing lives away to progress the game and try to get PL towards anything. The problem is, what is the end game here? Like, when does OG start to feel stronger? Phantom Lancer Diffusal Blade isn't going to change anything. He still can't fight. He can't fight with a Manta either. He probably needs Manta Diffusal Heart at this point.
That's too much. At least
15-20 minutes away.
At least maybe he could burn off some of the mana of the heroes of Gambit, so it's not as easy to sustain their push as it was like in the mid lane when they went up. Underlord's coming to join the fight there.
Oh, here we go.
Group up as 5 and just keep going. Aegis on the Queen of Pain. They wanted to get aggressive and just dive and push. And everyone is not there. Thompson's in mid, creep skipping between tier 1, tier 2 tower. They'll lose their tier 3. Paralyzing Cask and Maledict from Notel. He's putting himself on the front lines again as this sacrificial lamb. Seb surges his way into the Dark Pit.
Jerax is trying to cut the wave again, but gets caught by Afo with the Ewels and the Maiden.
Thompson's holding off the mid lane, but it's... Oh my god. Like, they're really going to play for the third lane of Rax. No reason to fight until you got better items. Let your supports keep dying. It's diminishing returns for the kills that Gambit's getting, and they're not going to wait for it. They're going for the tier 4 towers. Enough delay tactics. You fight now. Even the Aghanim Scepter up for the Queen of Pain. Let's make that a nice 40-second cooldown for the ultimate. Blinks in, Notel. He at least get the Maledict off us again. Another 3-man pit. They'll scream Seb out of it. He does get a half-decent wall, but both PL and Wish Doctor are down. All that farming, and for what? For death, for GG. 33-3 Gambit. Take out OG at the end. Actually being 34 by the end of it. Not even 20 minutes on the board. The early game couldn't have gone worse for OG, and life couldn't be better for Gambit. They moved through into the upper bracket final to face up against eHome. Both teams 2-0 in the upper bracket semifinals.